So guys, recall that on October 4th, 2024, a cold-blooded serial killer identified as Philip Ogunnaike led the Ogun State Police into a thick forest where he showed them the shallow grave of the 3 young girls he had murdered. After Philip was interrogated, he mentioned that his friend, who went by the nickname Danjuma, was the one who assisted him in the crime and also personally took the lives of some of the girls. Philip also disclosed that it was Danjuma who lured him into a popular cult group that taught him how to kill and commit armed robbery. Apart from the horrible crimes itself, what also made the case very popular were the shocking demands made by Philip after he was arrested. Philip never got tired of blaming Danjuma for how his life turned out and also requested that the police should not waste their time by taking them to court. He asked that they should be executed immediately. Philip kept urging the police to ensure that they arrested Danjuma, who was on the run at the time. However, months after Philip made this viral confession, only a few other suspects were arrested by the police, but Danjuma was never one of them. Danjuma had been on the run for over 5 months, and the Ogun State Police had no luck arresting him. However, this ceased to be the case as he was eventually presented to the police by a family member, but in a manner the police would never have expected. On December 30th, 2024, around 12 noon, a 22-year-old woman identified as lled reported to a police station in Ogun State with a car containing the body of a 28-year-old man named Aziz Funsho Jimo with a stab wound on his chest. Yanu told the police that the body was that of her husband and that they had been married for about 8 years and also had 2 children between them, of whom one was deceased. When the police asked her what led to the death of her husband, Yanu began to go into the details of the events that led to the tragic incident. What the police didn't know was that her confession would end with them crossing off one name from their long list of wanted criminals in the state. Yanu confessed that her husband had permitted her to take their 5-year-old daughter to school that Monday morning. However, when she returned home, Funsho accused her of cheating on him while she was out that morning. She also claimed he accused her of going to the police to report his presence at home so that he could be arrested. Yanu said she denied all his accusations and then entered the house to pick up some clothes so that she could flee from the house. However, as soon as she stepped into the house, Funsho locked the door, walked into the kitchen, and grabbed a knife. When she noticed that he was with a knife, she said she ran into their bedroom, where he also followed her. While inside the bedroom, Yanu claimed her husband kicked her, strangled her neck, and then pointed the knife at her, threatening to take her life. Fearing for her safety, she gathered some strength and flung his hand, leading to the knife, stabbing him in the chest. Yanu said when she realized that her husband was bleeding, she informed him about it, but what followed next was what she never would have expected. Funsho yelled at her, saying it was taboo for him to be caught with a knife. He reportedly began searching the house for the antidote given to him by the native doctor, but couldn't find it. It was at that point that Yanu asked him what he meant by it being a taboo to be caught with a knife. Funsho disclosed to her that he had met a native doctor for a charm and that the rule for the charm was that he should never be caught by a knife. He further disclosed that the antidote for the charm was with his mother, who was living far away from them at that moment. After making this disturbing revelation, he collapsed and Yanu rushed out of the house to seek help, citing that she couldn't carry him alone because she was already exhausted from all the beatings meted out to her by him. Help eventually arrived and Funsho was rushed to a federal medical center for treatment. However, he was confirmed dead by the doctor on duty. Funsho was driven in the same car to the police station where Yanu reported herself. On the 20th of January 2025, the police revealed to the public that the late Funsho Jimo was the Danjuma who whom they had been chasing for over 5 months because of his connection to the murder of Mary Ogunyemi and 2 other girls in 2024. Iyanu disclosed that she was aware her husband was wanted by the police. She also confessed she knew of her husband's involvement in cultism. Iyanu narrated that they have always engaged in disputes and that when they lost their second child, the fights between them became unbearable. She left his mother's place where they were living together to rent an apartment in a different area. She said Funsho contributed part of the money needed for the rent. Iyanu explained that sometime in April 2024, Funsho came to live with her in their new place. She revealed he went into hiding the majority of the time because he was a member of the lled confraternity, a popular cult group in Nigeria. Iyanu said she got to know about her husband's involvement in cultism during the naming ceremony of their late second child. She said she observed how he was greeting his friends and also the kind of songs they were playing during the occasion. Iyanu went on to reveal that she was listening to the radio one day in June 2024 when she heard that her husband was being wanted by the police for murder and assault. She said Funsho left her place that same June only to return in September. He then left that September to return again in December after the heat following the arrest of Philip Ogunnaike may have subsided. During his arrest, Philip disclosed that Funsho initiated him into the lled confraternity in 2020. He also confessed that Funsho and his fellow cult members taught him how to kill. Together, they ventured into armed robbery, extortion, and other criminal activities. On May 6, 2024, Philip abducted a 22-year-old nurse who left home around 8 a.m. to resume duty at her workplace. He stole her iPhone and took her to an unknown forest where he tragically ended her life. Philip used the stolen phone to contact the girl's family, where he demanded a ransom amount of 50,000 naira, even though he had already taken her life. 2 months later, Philip took his neighbor's daughter into a bush and then called his accomplice, who came to assist him in tying up the girl. Once again, they stole her iPhone and also ended her life. They proceeded to use the stolen phone to contact the girl's family, requesting a ransom amount of 17,000 naira, even though she was no longer alive. Philip met his downfall on the 4th of October 2024 after he replicated the same evil act on the 18-year-old daughter of his employer. He had lured the young girl to her father's farmland, where he forced himself on her and then tragically ended her life after the act. He proceeded to request for ransom as usual, but was later tracked and arrested by the police. Philip named Funsho as his accomplice in some of the murders and then told the police that the only thing he wanted after his arrest was for them to arrest Danjuma, who had now been identified as Funsho, and also the other people who initiated him into the lled confraternity. The Ogun State Police had confirmed Funsho's link to murder and cultism, but maintained that his shortcomings do not justify the wife's decision to end his life. Iyanu would be arraigned in court and also made to face the consequences of her actions. You can watch the full story of how Philip was caught and the details of his horrible crimes at the end of this video. Let me know your thoughts on this case in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more true crime stories. Thanks for watching and stay safe.